showing all this stuff, not just whipping it out. You want to see the process from a deeper, I'm glad you're looking. There'll be plenty of examples.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll try to go ahead and just do the slow, tedious stuff as well. So give me a time, like give me a T minus 15 or anything, so I know when to be ready.
Okay. Well, when to go back to the eye, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can do it whenever.
Oh, now?
Plug this.
Oh, plug it. I'm sorry. See, yeah, you tell me.
It's
When you're
honestly
ready.
whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Just have to switch these. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Is this gone?
Yeah.
All right. So we left off briefly at the eyeball. It had been built with a first circle, white, a wrap of black around that, and then a very thin extra crescent moon wrapped around that. And then we sliced up these chunks. Squished them down and made these layer taffies roll sideways, which will make a spindly effect. So this eyeball may be too large for the size of the face, or he's going to have huge frickin' eyes, and that's just going to be what it's going to be. So I would say that's more fun. What do you think? Let him have huge frickin' eyes. So you can see in the middle, you have two eyes now. They're a little psycho. Tell me, should I? So you have to decide what the whites of the eyes are going to be. The whites of the eyes are the, sort of triangle, this sort of blobby triangle that sits on either side of the iris. So what you see me here doing is just pinching down sort of a triangle shape. So you can see I'm extruding it. This is also Clayton 101. This is what you learn at 6 years old, to how to push out a thinner and thinner triangle on a, this is a glass surface, so it has a lot of grime on it, but it's good for, ripping or sliding the clay off after it's been, it doesn't stick if it's slid off like that. So you see that I'm just making the negative space of the eye, which is the white, and so if it is added to one side and the other. By the way, I don't know that I'll stay with this. I'm just showing you a typical eye, and then I'm going to modify it a bit before we move on. And so that's the other side of the white. I'm going to, you then put some highlight mascara on like 3/4. I'll show you that maybe. But decide what sort of emotion you're going to have in this thing. And I kind of want to make him or her or it super excited. So I'm going to do this to the eyeball and actually create a very super excited. I'm going to use the pupil differently than just a regular circle. So by squeezing it this way, all of the animation is still pretty exactly coherent, except it's been distorted. And now when I do the triangle, it's going to be even flatter, because I'm trying to do sort of a anamorphic warp. I'm trying to make him long and skinny. Okay, so this is one side. So now you understand I'm doing a classic eyeball, but I'm making it 50% thinner than, or warped than the classical version, because I'm trying to do a design on him that shows the eye blinks and the emotions. The emotions are going to be huh, and then happiness, and then some other form of mouth dropping thing, which may not be huh, but could be ah, could be terror. So huh, I like you. Oh no, I don't. The little creature says. Whoever we're building, whatever spirit world this little Stratocaster lives in. All right. See, sorry, I'm going to put this back under the camera. I'm creating a triangle. I'm just extruding it. So all I'm doing is making it longer and longer, thinner and thinner. And then when it goes, I flatten it against the side. Flatten it on both sides. And
But still, like, semi keeps the triangle form.
yes, it's a 50% cheat. Yeah, I was trying to show you originally what the normal thing would be, and this is me attempting to get closer to a distorted. Now, one thing I used to love to do when I was young is put the eyes at an angle like this, so they're super excited, like they're busting out. At a. I don't know what I'll do. Before I decide that, I'm going to build the bags under the eyes, right? What you have is cheeks, but there's no bags under the eyes.
And they're going to be the same color?
Well, I would have thought this through. If I had thought this through, I would have put yellow highlights, gold highlights in some places to try to create some light and shade, which I didn't do. I'm not going to go back and rip it apart to do that. So it is going to be flatter. It's a flatter look on the face than I would usually do. But it's illustrative, and that's important to not try to do everything in one cut. So this is a very thin, basic light yellow green, and I'm doing this to thin it out a hell of a lot. So you see me just thin it out a hell of a lot. I'm going to make bags under the eyes and crow's feet with this kind of thing, because I'm going to fold it over itself multiple times. Once, twice. We'll do it as a zigzag for now and see what comes out. And
just so it's textured?
Yeah, so it's textured. This would be better for crow's feet, so I'm going to save it for that.
For what? Sorry?
Crow's feet. It'll come on the corners of the eyes. We can take a look. It's a little too harsh, but it certainly could be bags. I mean, that was the idea, is that, but it's perfect for crow's feet eventually on the sides. Or it could even be fine for a kind of eyelash, which might actually make sense. Is that showing up? Good.
Yeah, it's good.
And since that didn't work, what I really need is to get back to a sort of a 50-50 between, I want to do 1/3, 2/3. Black as 1/3, the character color as 2/3. And the reason for that is I need something that isn't, I wish, I could have color paletted this with other greens and other darker textures that are not black. But instead I'm just using really basic meshing. So eventually that might be closer to it, but I'm going to densify it one more step and make this be the shadow and add even more. So now it's a sort of 50-50, and that way you can have a clear, this is not acting as dark black, which is important when you're doing smaller, especially since the eyes and the chin have been done this way. This is all I'm repeating, it's the same theory. But I would add, I'm going to add 2, because he's going to be, I don't know, super excited. Or, there we go. Yeah, okay, so again, there's maybe not a big difference, and maybe this could have been lighter, but it was an attempt at not trying to bring the darkest black to the face, which I failed. So it's still too dark, but I'm going to go ahead. So with these these are happy cheeks. I'm going to decide what the emotions are for the eyes now. So I'm going to, this is my plan, is that this is going to be the happy cheek thing. So this is going to be the sad, like, oh, this is, oh shit, on both sides. So this is going to be more wide-eyed. That's what I'm trying to say. Wide-eyed, wide-eyed, and this is sort of bumping up to go with the mouth crease that's going with the cheek that's going with now the eye bag. That maybe that's better seen from that view. So that means on both sides that when he's happy, his eyes are going to squint a little bit with happiness, and on both sides his bags are droopy and maybe even. See how I've gone down with that? That's already sad. And then this will be screaming, so it's going to be like angry. I'm going to do it like angry. There we got 3 emotions going, even though the mouth is basically identical.
Is angry like a U kind
It's slanted down both sides. You know, it's like angry is that with the eyebrows, slanted down from both sides, like furrowed brow coming to an X in the forehead, right? Whereas this is sad because it's droopy on the side. Now I've laid in something now on which the eye can function, and I'm going to decide now to cut and carve the eye to fit into these. And mostly that's going to be this bump where he smiles. So I'm carving out the negative space. And good thing I didn't go any farther than this, because I almost took the pupil out, which would have made him a little hard to read. Not good. But I think I have enough that he didn't suffer. You know, he'll be understood. And so I'm only doing the bottom half now. I'm conforming the bottom half now. Next I'm going to conform the top half. Let's see. The top half. No, I'm going to do the bottom half on this one too. So watch, I'm cutting down, negative space, a little bit of holding the anna perfectly on the pupil. Just carving it out. So he'll still be an identifiable character on both sides. Mm-hmm. So I got the bottom done. There's a little bit of rise that way. I don't know if it matters. We'll see. Here's where it gets interesting is I'm going to make 3 unique characters out of the different eye expressions. The sad character is going to duplicate that. Right? That's sad. Once I get the eye, the other stuff in there. The happy character is going to keep the full bump. So the happy character has lost it at the bottom, but has kept it at the top. And the angry character at the back is going to be negative, really angry. So that's their emotion. And first the eyelids, you know, all right, so now I've got 3 emotions carved into the shape of the eyes. There's one last thing now that's really fascinating, maybe, is I was going to put eye blinks in. And to do eye blinks,
it would be...
I have to take it out. Now that I've sculpted it, I take it out. Well, I'm going to sculpt it inside. I'm going to do a top and a bottom. I'm going to make 4 blinks, 2 pair of blink. And it's simply a wedge. And that wedge is going to be filled with the eyelashes and the mascara first, eyeliner. See, I've made a second wedge on the other emotion. So these are transitional eye blinks while he's going from emotion to emotion.
And you're doing it before the peak of like the happiness?
No, yeah, right. It goes into the happiness and comes out of the happiness. So you've got 3 emotions, and each emotion is popping with this transitional blink, which is often true. And when you watch humans, they usually in animation, they often blink right when they're changing to another emotional state. Now I have to do the bottom, but I'm not going to yet, because this is too fragile. If I take it apart, it'll fall apart in your hands. So I'm going to do the top first, just so you know, and then I'm going to go back and do the bottom. First thing is to add eyelashes, which is simply, where's this other texture? I mean, we could use this. Let's go ahead. No, I'm going to use those crib feet. Eyelashes are going to be a little denser black. Again, we're going back to a sandwich, 2 colors. We extrude the sandwich, press it, press it, press it, get it skinny, cut it, make it 4 colors now. Cut it again, make it 8 colors, and make sure it's the alternating black and green. And then once you get it down to this, you really don't want much of it, so believe it or not, I think I'm going to cut this into 4 slices, just so you can see 1 skinny one, 2 skinny ones, and 1 last skinny one. The reason for that is that these lay in, well, I'd like them to be thinner. Oh well. Let's put it on a diagonal so the eyelashes themselves are animating. Everything's a texture. If you're really going for the everything all at once psychomorphic crazy, as much as his face doesn't do much, the features on the face are going to be nuts. So this is a way of making, squaring out the diagonals again. And the goal of this exercise was to get animated eyelashes. And that's the lashes that will go over the close and open over that.
It's the same concept, right?
Same concept as the teeth from earlier, absolutely, same concept. Let's see. Here, I should probably, I was going to stretch it, but I'm not. I want to keep the animation kind of rapid. So what I'm going to do is just make it more rapid. So in a sense, I'm just increasing the speed because I'm going to have two eyelash, two lashes, one on each side of the head, of the eyes. I do them as koi, so they're on the outside of the eyes. There's very little on the inside as far as definition. You'll see kind of what I'm aiming at when it's done. So this is on the corner of the eye, coming toward, and I'm just putting it down in there to track with the pre-created grooves that were already in there.
And it doesn't cover the whole top side of
No,
the
it
eye?
covers 90 degrees of it, not